Welcome back to Greenbox Gaming plays Delta Green Impossible Landscapes. My name is Joe. I'm going to be the handler for this shit show, and I am joined by my friends Jean, playing Benedict Farthington, by Dace, playing Benji, and Brad, playing Hank.
Yes, sir.
And now I'm gonna roll it all over to Brad, who said he had something he wants to talk about.
Wait, quick interjection. Can we rename it to us trying to play Delta Green instead of playing Delta Green?
It's not Greenbox Gaming plays Delta Green. It's Greenbox Gaming bumbles with Delta Green.
Yeah,
fiddles with Delta Green.
I was gonna say bumbles through
just blindly reaching and stumbling through Delta Green. It's probably
flounders through
probably
Delta.
Well, there is a chance that somebody listening to this is gonna come up with a well, actually, when you're deflecting,
he who shall not be named.
Yeah, his name is Steve.
It's Steve. Frickin' Steve, man. But yeah, Brad, so you had something really important you want to talk about? Was that what I heard? Or was that...
Oh, very important. Extremely important.
Okay.
No, 2 sessions ago, afterwards, Dace was at my house, and afterwards we went to eat Mexican. I was like, this is like an interesting thought and experiment. Y'all have all seen True Detective, right?
I have.
Yeah. Anyone who's watching who hasn't watched it, it's great, and it has like
incredible
some Yellow King references, but it's like, I think Joe said it before, it's like on the outskirts. It's not really about that. But what if all these hallucinations Rust was seeing were actual hallucinations, and the people interrogating or investigating Rust are actual Delta Green agents?
Oh, that is good.
What if you take that angle?
What are they're like internal affairs guys?
Yeah, they're looking up this past case that they.
Oh my god!
What if? That's kind of crazy.
Dude, I'm gonna have to, when we sometime here in the next few days or something, I'm gonna post on the Delta Green Reddit about that. Like, that is.
It fits, man. It fits perfectly, and like his flashbacks aren't like old LSD induced or because of that or whatever. Right. It's like he's actually getting closer to this weird case, and that's why he's having these.
He's just getting twisted,
weird visions.
Dude, that's really good.
I thought you might like that.
Yeah, no, that makes so much sense. Like, in this whole time, these. Like, when he's... and imagine, from that perspective, imagine you were playing a Delta Green game and you're interrogating a guy who's sitting in an interrogation room and making little people out of beer cans while he's talking to you.
Right. Yeah, it's exactly like what would happen like in an actual game.
And you just be like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Rust Cole is just a Delta Green NPC.
Yeah, and then he basically gets like escaped out of the hospital, right? Like, he just like gets bounced out of there. Like 10 minutes after he leaves, the agents come to fucking murder him. They're like, "Where'd he go?"
Black bag him.
Yeah. Oh no, dude, that's really good. I mean, it kind of goes into this whole, like, I don't know why people like conspiracy theories. Like, I don't know why they that kind of thing we just love to hear about that kind of thing. We love to get mixed up in
real. Yeah, well, people that for some people it's like all fun and games, but I think in like reality, people that think it's like real, like that is more comforting than like the idea that random shit happens, somewhere in their psyche, and like that's more uncomforting. That like there's this happened because of blah blah blah, not that shit just happens sometimes.
This happened because there's a big bad out there who. Trying to do things rather than just like life. The universe is apathetic and uncaring, and terrible things happen all the time.
Yep.
It rains on the just and the unjust alike. Yeah.
That's
well,
beautiful. Did you just come up with that?
You know me. I'm just no, I can't claim that one. Anyway, so recap.
Wait, Joe, quick check-in. See I don't know if it's just me, but the BRB screen for the Twitch is still up.
It's
Or
just
delay.
It's just delayed a little bit.
Okay, gotcha.
It'll get there. Yeah. So recap. The crew, Hank, Benedict, and Benji have been in and out of the night floors trying to figure out where Abigail Wright is, what they're gonna do. Like trying to get to the bottom of this so that they can even begin to consider how to contain it once they understand how far it's begun to go. Last episode, you guys had really spent a lot of time more on the investigation side of the Delta Green game, which is you guys out. Hank is down in the archives under the U.S. Marshal's office, digging through old criminal records, finding out about this Asa Darabandi guy and these related to these murders. He managed to get this journal with these names of these 20 victims, 20 children who were disappeared or were discovered dead. Benedict went and met with the head of the non-profit Art Life, which is this housing co-op that actually owns the McAllister building, and met Cynthia LaChance, who, I don't know, who actually caught the yellow signs in her earrings? Who was that?
That was Brad. Brad.
Yeah, straight up Brad.
Yeah.
If there's thing is inspiration like that in Delta Green, that deserves it. That was such a good catch.
That is a good catch. And you know what?
But it was like I was trying not. When I said, "Oh, dude," the first time I was trying not to because Hank's not there, he couldn't say anything. But I really wanted John to say something about it to her.
You know what? We try to avoid the metagame situation, but that's a good catch, man.
Yeah.
I'll say so. And here's the thing: we agreed a long time ago that we were gonna do a inspiration type thing, that you were gonna have inspiration or some type of little bonus.
Okay.
So, Brad, write it down somewhere on your character sheet. I don't know where. Write it in your inventory or something.
Hank gets to win the game.
That you
Hank
win.
is a super
Delta
observant
Green. Yay! That you have I don't know what we'd call it. We'll figure out something to call it. We'll just call it a bonus die for now. That you
Juice.
have a plus 20 to any roll.
Nice.
But you
That's
better
some
use
juice.
it. Yeah, juice. You've got juice.
You
Gonna
get a
use it,
green
Juice.
But
box.
believe me, next time we have to fight a female, I'm gonna use it.
Next time we have to fight, have to
You
go
gotta
hand
use
in
the
hand.
juice.
Use the juice. So yeah, you've got one juice, and you can't have two juice. You can't have two juices. You can only have the one juice. So you better use it. But anyway,
Gotcha.
so yes,
Gotta
so
drink
they
yo
discovered
juice,
that
boy.
Benedict had discovered that Cynthia LaChance, her brother, was apparently one of these victims of Asa Darabandi, and that she received these earrings with this strange symbol on them. This strange and potentially dangerous symbol, I might add, that is just hanging around on her ears.
And
Benji.
some agents are just handing out to people.
Just giving them away.
Well,
Putting
I guess
no
that's
names
true. It's
mentioned.
listen,
what that meant to me is that I don't know. It sounded like she's an innocent bystander, but that obviously means there's something weird going on with Art Life, because she just happened to work here, and it's in her brother was killed by the dude that there's something weird going on with Art Life, because obviously Art Life sent her those earrings for her family's history with that whole situation.
Well, then Benji went to do what old Benji Potts does best, apparently, and went to the library and started digging, and he discovered a good bit more about Asa Darabandi, that he was this this weird kind of new age architect who was making these new buildings that like no one had ever seen anything quite like them, that were meant to kind of, you know, that it wasn't just classical architecture, that they were meant to be, you know, artsy and thought-provoking and things like that. And he did that in Chicago before moving to York, where he built a few buildings, including the McAllister building. He specifically, I think, then found this picture of Asa Darabandi standing in front of a building. It said something about it being a hotel that he had lived at for a while he was renovating it, and it had the big letter B on the doors of the hotel. And Benji was able to, you know, it's like CSI, like, wait, what's that in the picture? Enhance. You know, like Benji was able to enhance the reflection, or able to see in the reflection, and basically place this. Oh, he's standing actually near Madison Square Park because there's a reflection of the Eternal Light Flagstaff in the background. But then right as Benji was heading back to the rendezvous point, back to you guys' safe house, tell something strange across the way across the street. A record player, a gramophone, was sitting there on the bench with this record on it, playing this weird sound. And real quick, this is going to be probably just a tad bit jarring for you guys, but there's something I want to do for you. I actually want to drop that, if it will let me do it. I want to drop that sound. I want to drop what you're hearing from that record actually into our Discord, because this is something I want you to have it as people, so you can just listen to it while you sleep.
Oh,
you know?
use it as my new ringtone.
Yeah,
Or
it's
something
gonna
happy burning.
It's gonna be great.
Wake up alarm.
Right.
Morning.
So yeah, I've dropped it in the Discord, just for you, just some light, easy listening. This weird, staticky sound.
It does remind me of like some kind of like sonar, like an animal that like clicks underwater.
And I'm gonna, and again, if you're watching on the VOD, you're watching the live stream, everything's gonna be messed up for just a second as I turn our bot up, because I am going to play it again. 1 second. Just because I want everyone, one day we'll have a setup that doesn't require this. Here we go. So it's just this strange sound.
It's
over and over.
gonna top the charts.
Okay. Go back, so get our VOD correct again. But anyway, yes. So Benji, that has just happened. And
So if I look at this gramophone, does it actually have like a record that I could take?
yes, there is a record sitting on top of it. The paper at the middle that would have a label on it looks to have been scratched off, or like maybe it got wet and partially came off. There's no identifying things, but you could conceivably take it. Yes.
What do the B sides sound like?
Benji's just songs in a minute. You know,
Indiana
take out
Jones
his
reference.
white. Yeah, take out his white that he has on him at all times. No, and yeah.
You're gonna pick it up and take it with you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's not a problem. You pick up the needle. I forget what it's called. Pick up the needle and you take the record right off. You have like a regular No, I forget the big records, not the small ones. Got it with you now. Are you gonna head back to the rendezvous, to the safe house?
Yes.
Okay. You guys have to, Benji and Benedict have to wait a little while for Hank to get done with this coffee date, apparently. But eventually he shows up a little later in the evening, around like probably 6 or 7 o'clock. You guys are back in the old safe house.
Well, Hank tells everyone, everything he learned about, let's see, Garibaldi, at least his criminal background, how he's about to be convicted of murdering 20 plus kids, and then he disappeared and his house burned down with a child in it.
Do you tell them how coffee went?
Yeah,
Did they ask
will
how
me
coffee
about it.
went? He
Benedict,
doesn't
I'm
offer
sure.
this information.
I'm sure I saw you at a coffee shop with the. I thought you were married, sir.
Oh, no, I'm not married. But look at this, what I found in there. Here's the book. And he shows the book of evidence that has the actual ledger of Garibaldi's. Is that all that's in it? The names of these kids?
Well, a piece of paper falls out and it's got Cindy's number on it.
Oh,
Hank,
Give me
is this a
that.
lead?
It's
Wait,
none
Gordon,
of
call
your
this number.
business.
Quick!
When a man's been alone for a certain amount of time with 5 young boys. Listen, just let me have this and don't bring it up.
Let me have this. Guys, I need this. Alright,
Benji calls.
Hello? No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I'm not letting
Benji
you call
doesn't.
the number. We're not doing that right now. Yeah, so you, as you are showing this to everyone, Benedict, you look at this list and immediately jumps out to you the name, or one of the names on the list is familiar because you've just recently learned about it. Damien LaChance is on the list of the suspected victims of Garibaldi's situation.
Girls, Cynthia's brother.
yeah, Benedict would have.
Presumably
Sure.
older brother, I guess.
I think, wasn't he drowning babies?
Well, it's
Just children.
just children in general, you know.
Okay.
It's just
Not babies, God no. Well, what you see is that you know it. She told you, I don't remember if it was brought up, but I'll say it now, that this happened to her older brother before she was born. No, yes, it was her older brother.
Okay.
That name means something to you, Benedict?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
For all the reasons.
Yep.
Cut to next chapter.
Cut to flashback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Hmm.
so yeah, if you make that connection, I mean, and the thing is, this connection is interesting enough it is, but just the amount of these connections that are kind of starting to pile up is becoming a little bit odd. You know, like you guys have your conspiracy board here in a way. There's a lot of overlap. A lot of the stuff that's you can definitely tell that things are related. You're not sure how or why.
And I just want to make sure that is the only name that stands out to us on this list.
At this juncture, this is
Did
the
we
only
have-
name that stands out that is not that is like from somewhere else. Like you haven't gotten any other ones that
Right.
would really hit you in the face.
Okay. Hank's just gonna express like what I did earlier. Like, he definitely thinks there's something going on with the art life. Sitch. Like, they're in on it somehow. Given that he's gonna assume that they sent those earrings to Cynthia in their, because weird cults do shit like that. Because she was slightly involved in their, or her brother was. Seems like something a weird cult would do.
Which weird cult?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, well, not cult. Art Life. I think Art Life is involved. Hankson Express. I think he thinks Art Life somehow knows about Garibaldi and is, in some way, like, knows what's going on with this building and using the people in it. To what extent, I don't know.
You'd gotten the impression that, or Benedict, you're able to tell Hank that that Art Life appears to be a non-profit run by Cynthia LaChance, and it has like a board of
Oh, she
directors.
runs it.
She runs it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, she runs it.
No, so she's not
Yeah.
just someone working there.
But she's
Like she has assistants and people. She's the one who actually runs it. She runs a non-profit. I apologize if I didn't make that clear.
No, it seems like a bit of a
There is
long
a
shot
though, isn't there?
Yeah, she said there's like a
Board.
board of directors, like people who are, and this kind of thing is typically people who give money to Art Life to run its operation are probably on the board of directors.
I don't know how much of a lead that would be, but that would be worth maybe looking into at some point.
Yeah,
Maybe something for old Agent Marcus to do while we do other stuff.
But it did seem like they didn't want to keep this building. It seemed like it was a liability. So it may be just happenstance or coincidence.
It seems like they want an
Thank God it-
opportunity to completely renovate it with no people living there. They want to completely redo it, make the apartment smaller, pack more people in, and probably make more money. Like,
Take out the impossible landscapes within it. That's key to really maximizing your
Ooh.
profit.
we gotta.
Nice.
You
He
got
got the name. He got the
Got it.
name.
He
Name.
said it. He said it.
Well, yeah,
Give him the Jew.
give him the juice. Well, it's really hard to, you think if you were looking for an apartment that's an extra dimensional entrance into a 1920s, mindfuck is probably not what you would want. Like, that's going to be a hard sell.
Shit. I just remembered. I should have asked about the cable guy. Fuck. That would have been interesting.
What did we do with him? We just set him free.
Oh, he's fine.
We
But I'm
put him in a
sure
carpet.
he's
Oh, he
He's-
went in the carpet. Yes, he went in
Well,
the
He's
carpet.
in the carpet truck.
he's upstate.
Jeremy,
There's
and-
a farm. There's a farm he
We
can
saved
run
him.
around, and
They're
he's
so
just
happy out there.
happy. And and he's just running around with other cable guys, just to the field, just having a great big time.
Just fixing TVs all day long in their
Fixing
little
TVs,
pens.
cutting off
They like
people's
fixing
cables.
TVs. They like doing that.
Yeah, I'm sure they're.
That's
Right.
comforting.
That's company.
I
Yeah,
think we need to go back into. Probably need to wait for nightfall and.
Well,
Yes.
let's recap.
Get
What
back
did
in.
Benji learn? What exactly is
Oh, yeah.
the takeaway
Yeah,
from Benji?
yeah. We'll fill everybody in on everything. The books I found, what I learned about Garibaldi. He made. Well, we pretty much covered this in the recap, except the biggest thing he'll emphasize is he'll be like,
the book's picture of Garibaldi standing in front of a hotel with big letter B's on the windows, and I use my old brace the location in Madison. And I think it's worth checking out.
Mm.
Okay. And what time is it at the moment?
we'll say it's about 7 o'clock in the evening. I mean, you waited around for Hank to get done with this super important coffee date for a while. So.
I got the book, damn it. That's the important part, not the coffee.
Did you get laid?
Just asking the
Benji.
important questions.
When I get laid, you will be the last person that knows. Trust me.
Jeez.
Uh,
You'll know as soon as he brings forth another son with the name starts with K. Alright, so
Damn, did you
well, everybody just stares at Benji because they've never heard him curse. Boy, we're gonna wash your mouth with soap when we get done with this investigation.
Oh, yeah, and by the
Not
way,
again.
the two of you do notice that Benji brought with him a record.
Yeah.
You know, a vinyl in with him.
You over here
Oh,
harassing me about coffee dates and whether I had intercourse and whatnot. What is that in your hand?
It's a historical importance. I was sitting back and I heard a call back, and I saw a player on this tune here. There's a weird
And sing it
random
for
thing
us.
I gotta tell you.
Sing it for us. We don't have time to listen.
You know, like in hindsight,
Oh yeah. I know.
it's like it's probably you would probably have to. I'm gonna say that you picked up the entire record player and brought it with you, because otherwise there'd be no way for you to play it.
I thought you were a musician. That doesn't.
Not quite.
All right. We put on the record,
Um,
and Hank's like, "Give me that," and puts the needle on there.
So,
It's
what are you planning on doing with that now that we have this? What are you doing with this, Micha? What's your big plan?
here's the thing. For anyone who wants to, but you can roll me to try to figure out even if you guys want to roll me intelligence check on this, just to figure out if you know anything about it. But old Benji can roll music or can roll his art music skill. Tell me what you get.
Dude, Hank is smart as. He rolled a 12 under 60. Success.
And Benji, music has rolled a failure with it. Of over.
Okay. Hank, you hear this, and it reminds you of something. Maybe this is something that, because Hank has a bit of a history with the, trying to, look into, aliens and stuff like that. But you're reminded that there was this, that there's maybe a part of an investigation that you heard of, or that you remember hearing them about, that it was a case where they busted a bunch of Russian spies in the 70s that were operating on U.S. soil, and these spies were transmitting messages over open airwaves, on the radio, and you would hear them late at night, and no one knew what they were. There was actually this thing, and you can't remember what it's called, but it's this thing. What is it? It's not a spectrometer. It's a spectrogram. And this reminds you of that there was this, and they basically got busted because they were transmitting pictures over airwaves, open airwaves, this Russian spy cell in the 70s.
Well, okay. Obviously relay that to them. It's like, you all might not be privy to these cases, Homeland Security and whatnot, but some Russian folks were sending pictures over the airways with sounds that sound very similar to this. A spectrogram.
Analysis.
Yeah, we need I think you need to go ahead.
It's really old technology, and Benji, the second you hear about it, you probably have a vague idea. You're like, oh yeah, I've heard of this. It's really old technology, but it's just not really used because it's not really useful, for much. It's just one of those kind of odd things that came about, in the 40s or 50s, like at the advent of radar and radio and and widespread use, and it just never really went anywhere because again, there's not really a lot practical use for it.
Would Benji know how to interpret this?
You would have to take it somewhere, probably somewhere that has a bunch of decently antiquated, old school musical or audio equipment, and unfortunately, I just don't know of anyone in this party who would have access to like a university of music or anything. So
Yeah,
I don't know what you're gonna do.
it's a dead end. I don't even know why I
Yeah,
asked.
It's a dead end. Just take that record, whoop, right over the shoulder.
Yeah. Well, Benji's gonna make a trip to Juilliard at some point.
Okay.
Might swing by the food court, get a hot dog, chili cheese dog.
is that Benji's big go-to?
Is there not some kind of spectrogram on the World Wide Web we could look up?
What an interesting question. What an interesting question.
Hank suggests.
Hank suggests. What about that World Wide Web? If it comes up, if you guys would check your Discord messages. If it comes up, you're like, wait a second, we could do that. You would have to go through the trouble of encoding it, like digitally, and uploading it. But we will say for that Benji has enough access where he can do this. This is not really a problem. That Benji can definitely do.
Like immediately?
You guys can go there tonight if you want.
Okay. Yes. Well, okay. Outside of this, I obviously want to find out what this image is. I think we all do.
Yeah.
I said we look at this and then go to the. We want to investigate this other building, right? That Benji found out about near.
Your Madison
Yeah,
Square.
the Madison Square Park.
Y'all want to do the image first and then look at that?
Do you think Benji would have the keys to the lab? Like, could we do that after hours?
I think that Benji probably. You know what? What a great time to do some rolling. What a great time to use the game mechanics and try to figure out. What do you think that Benji should roll to have access to this kind of thing?
Because it would be like convincing it to let him have access to the facilities unsupervised after hours.
Sounds like more of a persuade, really, to me.
That would be it.
Alright.
Do y'all hear static?
All right. That's me. My bad.
I also couldn't resist, so
Yeah, I'm looking at the face.
So they're
I'm
looking
deeply
at it right
freaked
now.
out right now. But we'll do it on the stream, I guess.
Yeah. Do your roll, Benji.
Let's say failure with 64. But I guess that just means we'll have to do that in the daytime and then investigate the hotel that evening.
Sounds good.
Damn, my professors don't think very highly of me. That's discouraging. Shit. Benji.
It happens.
So,
To Juilliard.
Juilliard. All right. So are you gonna go then this evening to Madison Square Garden or to Juilliard?
well, if I don't have the key, then we could. I would have to do it in school, right?
I guess so. Yes, that makes.
So phonogram first.
But it's like it's in the evening. So are you guys going to go to Madison Square right now?
It's already evening.
Yeah, it's like it's in the evening. You guys are still on the 12th on
Okay.
Saturday.
What do y'all think, Madison Square?
Unless
Yeah,
you
I
guys
think
want to
so.
head back to the McAllister building and see what's going on there.
Let's do this. Madison
Yeah,
Square
let's see
first.
this through. Mhm.
All right. You get to Madison Square Gardens and you go to the area where you can see the Eternal Light flagstaff. You know, and you're looking at this picture that was in the book, The Devil's Craftsman, which is what you had found before. Looking at the picture, and you're like kind of trying to match up, like, okay, where would you stand to take this picture? And you basically are standing in front of a like when you kind of come to it and you think of like where you could possibly be standing on the street and see the reflection, of the flagstaff. You're kind of just like in front of a bodega. Like there's definitely not a big turn of the century, a beautiful hotel here, that's for sure.
We'd have to look into the history of this place.
There's definitely nothing here now.
Benji, was there anything else that you saw?
Do y'all think it would be worth going into the bodega, taking a peek around?
Yeah, we could ask some questions.
Sure. Let's do it.
You guys go in the
All right,
in
story is we're extreme high and we're looking for peanuts and munchies.
That is not the worst cover story, that's for sure. Okay, you go inside. You go inside and there's a bodega owner. I'm gonna go ahead and save you guys some time. And I'm gonna tell you that you go in and talk to this guy and there's nothing in here. Like he's runs a bodega. He doesn't even run the bodega, he just works here. He's just working here right now.
Are you
Oh,
sure?
and the-
Because I was really looking forward to this role play.
Yes, I am sure.
Oh, golly, I'm so high. Tell me about the history of this building.
But in the picture, there was a building, and that building's not here. Is that correct?
That's kind of what you're picking up. That building's not here.
All right. Second
was
thought:
the-
is there a way to access this building through the ninth floor?
It sounds like they destroyed the building that he was renovating, right? That was the whole thing. Is this like a building he was helped construct?
Yeah,
to-
what the book says, what the Devil's Craftsman states, is that that this is a picture of Asa Darabandi standing in front of a building that he helped to renovate in lieu of payment. That basically he was allowed to
Yeah.
stay there while he was working on it in lieu of payment.
And they tore it down, it sounds like. And we can't look at the spectrogram because it's closed. Is that right?
Juilliard is currently.
It's closed. All right, I
and
want
Benji
to.
does not have access to it.
Okay, let me roll something just to look around if there's a hint of anything in this area. Like, Benji, describe this picture to me, blah, blah, blah. Let me just sit and look around.
Benji's got the book.
Oh, okay.
Show you all the pictures.
What did I tell you about having books and reading them? Take it out of his hand and
Call him as well.
and start. I want to study the picture. Basically, I want to roll something. Let's see. What could I possibly roll?
What are you trying to do?
See if there's anything else to gather, like Wait, I want to know what happened to this building was there in the picture and is not there now, obviously. Tore down? I don't know.
Okay. Jeez, I don't even know. Just make an intelligence check. Just do a raw intelligence. When all else fails, go back to the base stats.
Failed. 93 over 60.
Not able to pull anything else up, just looking at the picture. And the book, The Devil's Craftsman, is mostly about, the fact that this guy murdered a bunch of people. And was also
That's
an
not the
architect.
important part, Joe. We know this.
That's what you get.
I think we can get access. Do you fellows think that we could get access to the actual room where this murderous man was sitting when he took the photo? When he was standing?
Which
Maybe.
photo?
Because this was pretty much a reflection from like the
This is
certain aspect.
This photo is a photo of him standing on the steps outside of this hotel.
It's actually outside of it.
Yes.
Okay, so we're there.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you guys kind
And
of
there's
trying
no
to
building
figure out
there.
where it is located. That's how you've kind of been able to figure it out.
I was kind of thinking the same thing. We might be barking up the wrong tree, but if we stood in the exact perspective that the photo was taken from,
Mhm.
I mean, shit, we're already
Search.
here. Might as well try.
I'm going to search. Hank's going to
Let's do
search
it.
for the exact spot that photo was taken from.
Okay.
Success, 43 over 54.
All right, you come down to it, and you think you find like exactly the spot, like without a shadow of a doubt, 100% exactly where it is. And as you do, but like you kind of have to stand in the road to do it. You hear someone kind of shout at you when you do. It's a black guy. He's pretty tall, probably like 6'3", an older guy, probably in his 50s or something. He's standing just down the street, kind of next to the bodega, and he's smoking like a big cigar. And he says, he's like, what are you doing? You're going to get killed.
I'm walking here.
Walking in.
How old does he look?
Yeah, he looks to be in his 50s-ish.
And this photo was taken when? Do we
The
suspect?
photo was taken. Hold on, I think there is a year on the photo, so I just want to make sure I give it.
It's The Devil's Craftsman was written in 52.
There you go.
Uh,
And you know that he disappeared in 1950.
Oh.
sorry, we're a bit lost and we're searching for a building that we thought was here. Not anymore. I don't know. You know of any building that's been here or demolished in the past years? Or he shows him a photo.
He looks at the photo. He kind of turns his head. He's like, nope, nothing from me. Nothing from me. But stay out of the street. And he turns around and walks into, there's like a shop beside the bodega, and he walks into it.
Oh, that's very suspicious.
Roll me
Human
alertness.
Okay.
Just Hank?
Actually,
Use your juice.
everyone can roll me an alertness. Benji can roll me an alertness at plus 40.
What?
Benedict is straight up alert. 17 under 24.
Hank fails.
And Benji got a success with a 39 under. Well, with the modified plus 40, Benji got a success.
Benji, you're looking up, and Benedict, you see it too. You guys were looking all around. You guys were looking for this building. You went and walked up and down this street. This shop, this place, whatever it is, has a big glass front. And there's only one word on the glass front. You see the word books. And it looks like it's like an old, like it looks like it was painted, hand painted, the word books on the inside of the glass, and so much it's chipped off that the only thing left is like the gold outlining of it, the word books. And this bookshop was not here.
In the photo.
It's not there in the photo. It wasn't there when you guys were searching the street. This book.
Wait, it just
this
appeared?
bookshop,
And the sky?
you feel like you would have noticed it. And like the two of you, like Hank, you don't really notice anything, but Benedict and Benji, you guys are like, did you see this place? It seems like the first time you've seen it.
I don't think this was here before. You guys know this bookstore?
I think we have to go in before it goes away.
Doesn't look like anything to me.
Yep.
Yeah, Hank, you just seem like it's just a bookstore. It doesn't seem weird to you at all.
Hank's
Benedict
like, what are
leads
y'all
the
talking
charge.
about? It's just a normal
just
bookstore.
grabs.
And
Come, you fool! Let me
I'm
show
coming,
you. And he
Hank.
marches him across.
okay.
In for some.
You enter the bookstore, and you see. I mean, you guys have been inside like small, like local-owned bookstores before, where things are.
You don't know that?
You're not super. Well, I know Dace doesn't know how to read in real life, so probably not him. But you know, a lot of these like local bookstores, you know, like privately owned little things, you know, they're barely organized when they're organized at all. You know, there's always new used books being donated and stuff. And you guys come in, and this place is literally piled to the ceiling with books. You could not see over into the next row if you want. Like, you would literally have to climb a mountain of books, you know, at least 10, 15 feet high. As far as the eye can see, you see the man, he meanders behind you. You see him kind of stand up. It looks like he was behind the counter, and it looks like maybe he's the bookkeeper, you know, the owner of this little shop. And let me put it this way. Hank, you look around and you see the same thing you've seen in any other little local run, dinky, you know, dark bookstore that you've ever been inside New York. You know, like, or any other city for that matter. Like, it looks very normal to you in a lot of ways. Benedict, you're looking around, and or even as you're like looking over the top of the books, it almost seems like you see shadows moving. And like way far up, like you would almost go so far as to say is like you see almost out of the corner of your eye something go up and over one of the piles of books, like right out of the corner of your eye. Benji, you feel an itch back of your head, and you hear a sound, a whisper, just barely, but it sounds like it's coming, you know, it's inside your head, but it also sounds like it's coming from the stacks. Have you seen it? 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 Have you seen it?
Hank,
I use my Sadar. Does it get louder the closer I get to?
Is that your Carcosa radar?
well, on that note, I think Hank sees like Benedict kind of like looking around, and like obviously the other two are a little on edge, I would suspect. So does Hank On that note, does his accent sound like Castaigne's accent?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
No, the guy, when he addressed you, he kind of sounds like, and I have a poor time doing this because I'm not super well versed in what all accents. It kind of reminiscent of like a lot of the African French colonial like accent, like an African accent that has sounds like, you know, it's a little bit French as well.
Hmm.
He doesn't sound like he's from New York, for sure.
None of them.
Say that again.
I just said none of them do. As
Oh, yeah.
mentioned earlier, it's a lot of Southerners.
It's
New York.
there's a lot of Southerners in New York in this game. Yeah. But he's staying there. He's like, can I help you?
Oh, he's the book guy. He points to
Okay.
Benji.
He looks to you. He says, well, I guess you're the book guy.
Oh, he loves reading, especially when
I
it,
guess I am.
especially stuff that makes everyone go insane. He loves that kind of stuff.
Great big fan.
Yeah. Book guy. Look, hey man, I'm a little bit of a researcher. I'm trying to write a biography about a man named Bondi. That ringing a bells, man, Mr. Bondi.
He smiles. He's well dressed. Like he seems like someone who should be more important than working in a bookstore. You know, like he.
And may I say, sir, you are extremely well dressed.
Is that a haircut?
Poor man in the bookstore.
Is that a haircut?
Is that a haircut?
Is that?
Well, you know, this guy would not look out of place. This guy wouldn't look out of place at a place like Juilliard. Like, you know, it looks like the man has some station about it. But he smiles when you mention about Asa. Asa Darabandi. And he will say, yes, Asa Darabandi. He comes here sometimes.
As in present day.
Oh, well. Who can say when anything happens, really? Been here so long.
Me, I can. I'm currently on a linear timeline.
He smiles. He says, I have seen him. I have met him. Yes.
You think you got a way to get into contact with him? Like talk to him?
He takes a pull off that cigar. He goes, no, I do not.
Please, sir, I
I just
beg
run the
of you.
bookshop.
As a historian, I have a boner for primary sources.
A boner.
That's right, a boner.
This is a turn of phrase I have only heard recently.
Yeah, I'm extremely horny for primary sources.
That is a new one. Is it the same as a? Let's not talk about boners.
What he's trying to say in his own special way is, sir, we are conducting an investigation, and it is of dire importance that we speak to this man, or this man you think you've seen.
I am afraid I cannot help you. It's people come and people go. I just run the bookshop.
Okay. And slide is and down and like a picture he has like a their type deal like for school. Slide his hand down there. He's like,
Is there any way I could sweeten the pot?
and he's gonna bring out
Oh,
Leroy and John.
Leroy Anjon, which is the king in yellow. You bring it out, and he picks you, says, ah. He takes it from you very gently, respectfully even. Says, you always come back. He's talking to the book. You always make your way back home, don't you? He says, are you selling?
Well, in a manner of speaking, more like trading for info on how we might contact one Mr. Garibaldi.
Ah, he goes to hand the book back to you. I am afraid this is something that I cannot provide.
Well, yeah, how much do you give me for it then?
So,
Well, I last sold it for $15.
Who'd you sell it to?
He says, one moment. He reaches under the counter, pulls out a big ledger, boom, slams it down, opens it up, and this thing is ancient. Like, the pages at the very beginning of it, the oldest records, are falling apart. This thing is so old. He's kind of pulling it, he's kind of looking through it. He says, oh, okay. Let us see. He says, not in this one. He pulls out another one, and he puts it in front of you. He says, help me look, will you? He says, I can never remember which year is which.
Yeah, just have a peek at your ledgers there.
Benedict, at this point, he's been keeping very quiet, but at this point he's like, nope. No thank you. I will not look at your books, sir.
Benji's like, books? Yeah.
I mean,
sanity roll incoming. But yeah, Benji will open the ledger and start thumbing through it with his deft, soft scholar's fingers.
How much Arabic does Benji read?
All of it.
Oh?
Languages. I mean, I have Arabic, but
Okay, you don't have Arabic. I didn't think so. It's all in Arabic. And when you point this out, he says, oh, my mistake. And he brings it back. He pulls it back away from you. He says, here we are. And he brings his finger down the line. This looks like I sold it to her on the 22nd of February, 1995. He says, this girl, she went missing. I saw it on the news, I remember.
Abigail.
Sure.
Ryan's.
Abigail.
Is that the girl you speak of, sir?
Yes, Abigail Wright. She was here with her father, I believe. Maybe not her father, but I think it was her father.
What did he look like, the man she was with?
He describes to you what Abigail Wright's father looks like. It's her dad.
okay. Okay.
It's her dad. He describes to you. I can't remember his name. It's not Robert Wright. It's something like that, though.
Thomas Wright.
Thomas Wright. Yes, he describes to you Thomas Wright.
Do you have a record of every person you've sold this book to?
Oh, that would take much looking into. Very much. It'd probably take me all night.
And we're supposed to just sit here and think that her disappearance has nothing to do with the sale of this book. We are not ignorant, sir, to the fact of how much controversy surrounds this book and this Mr. Garibaldi.
Garibaldi.
Whatever his name is.
1 second while I roll a dice. That is a 1 on a d6. That's good. He doesn't really know what you want from him. He's like, guys, I do not know. I do not know what you are talking about. This book, I've seen it before. I sold it.
Sorry, bro, you
I
broke up
sold
with.
it.
Okay,
I
you
sold the book to this Abigail Wright. He taps the ledger again. I sold it to her on the 22nd of February. I am sad if something has happened to her.
My friend, my esteemed colleagues have been pretty rude. What is your name?
My name, you may call me Robert.
Robert.
Yes.
Well, Robert, what do you do? Do you just sell books here? Are you
Of course.
a
It is a
book
bookshop,
salesman?
after all.
And how long have you been running this beautiful establishment?
Kind of looks wistfully up. He's like, a long time.
Robert, have you sold any books in Carcosa?
Carcosa. I have heard of this place. Perhaps I have been there, but who can say? He smiles. Smiles big.
This fucking guy.
Dude,
It's Mr. Castaigne all over again. Jesus.
Yeah, we're not getting anything.
So, I'm not gonna let this.
Robert,
Hey,
go ahead.
go for it.
Bobby, can I call you Bobby?
Right? It is my first name.
I've got Bobby Robert. I know to
Just Bob. Just Bob.
home. Bob it is. Would you happen to have any books on Carcosa, by any chance?
Ooh, this is a good question.
I'm
Eh,
in the
perhaps-
market.
Well, perhaps we could check out the shelves. No telling what's back there.
Let's hit the shelves.
Have fun! He waves as Benji goes barreling into the darkness.
Yeah, I do want to look around for. I'm interested in Carcosa and the Black Wind.
Okay, sure.
Black Wind.
Yeah, that was I forget which book we learned it from, but there was like either a country or a military sort of
It was
faction
like
that tried to take over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in that book that you guys found that was entitled The History of the Russo-Germanic Hegemony, which was a military alliance that never existed.
They
They're
invaded.
fighting something called the Black Wind.
Okay.
They invaded Carcosa through Turkey. And yeah. Anyway,
Robert, before we go and, as you say, hit the shelves, do you work for yourself? Do you work for anybody?
No, just for me here. It is a small operation. Just big enough for one man to handle. Just small enough.
So, have you seen this sign that's on this book anywhere else besides this book?
You show him the king. Oh, you've already shown him the King in Yellow. He says, I have seen it a time or two. On books like it.
There are more
Like it?
king books with the same story.
Well, yes. A book seldom gets written once. I could probably find you another if you need it.
Not for me, thank you.
I'll take one. Thank you very much.
Agent of.
So if you say that, like, are you just like, would you like? You already have one, but more is better. Yes.
More is better. Well said.
Let us go. You begin following Bob Robert or Robert down the stacks. And when I say down the stacks, it is quickly becomes evident that you guys have been walking for too long.
Yeah. We're in some kind of night floor situation.
Everyone, please make me a sanity check.
Oh man.
Is a 60 over 6 failure.
Hank passes 46 under 59.
Yep, Benedict passes.
As you guys are moving along, you're heading this way and that with Robert, and he's like, "It is somewhere around here. You have to forgive me. It's always hard to find." And as you're going this way and that, but Benji, you see something. As you guys are following Robert, and you look down one of the rows, mountains of books, both sides. Some of them are in boxes, some of them are just loosely stacked. Some of them are like, like the house of cards that you build? Like, some of them are just built like that. It's all over the place. And you look down, and you see a hatch, like on the floor, like a trap door with a ring on it. And when you see it, just as you're about to say something, he goes, "Ah, there it is." And he kind of brushes past you, and he reaches down to the heavy ring, opens the trap door, and he kind of starts he's a very tall guy, and he's very imposing, and he has to kind of scrunch down to walk down these very narrow steps down to this trap door. And he begins to go, and you hear click, click, and you see a light come on. What do you do?
I guess down this trapdoor.
Okay. You see, do you all follow him down there? He will.
Yeah.
He'll tell you. He'll be like, as you start to come, he'll say, "Just a moment." Are you just?
What are we
down
waiting
after him?
for? Yeah.
Right. I'll say that Benji's in the lead. It seems like he kind of is here. Benji, you kind of get down, and just as you get down, and you kind of bend down just enough, you see Robert standing just at the very edge of the light. He is at the edge of this tunnel that seems to just kind of go straight from the stairs. And you see him reach out his hand and hold his hand open, and you see another hand reach completely out of darkness and set a book in his hands. And he just brings his hand back and turns around.
Oh no.
He says, and he just kind of waggles it at you. He says, "Here we go. Back up."
What?
Wow.
Oh, no.
And who exactly is that?
What?
So-
You said you worked alone.
Let's go ahead and hit that sanity roll again for whoever saw that. Let's get another sanity roll.
Failure. Crit. Benedict.
Benedict, critical success.
Oh my God!
Oh, 100%.
100 over 46, baby.
Uh-oh.
All right, you
So for my first failure either. So you never
so
told me what.
you
Okay,
see
can I say this? Oh, fuck.
what?
Never mind, go ahead.
Alright.
Go ahead, what you're gonna do.
Do I go ahead or not?
I want to know if I could go back and roll and use my bonus that I got the 40%.
Nah, you're gonna have to decide ahead of time. That, my friend. I'm afraid not.
Gotta use before you get loose.
You got wow. Okay, that's the thing. All right. You. I'm trying to figure out the best way to go about this. So first of all, anyone who failed take 1 damage. That's 1 sanity damage from unnatural, so you do not get to mark.
Can I take away from my bonds?
Yes, if you'd like to deflect it, by all means.
Yes, for sure.
All right.
Because fucking my breaking point is 52 and I'm at 59.
All right.
Ooh.
So roll your will save, or roll. What is it? Roll a d4. That's it. Roll a d4. Let's see how much will you have to burn.
3.
What is it?
I got a 3.
That's a 3.
Okay. So go ahead and subtract. Now you only need 1 damage. So I'll have to double check.
Subtract.
Remember how earlier we said that we're not really playing Impossible Landscapes, we're just kind of fumbling with it? So you only have 1 damage here to deflect. So I'm going to say right now, I'm going to try to remember to look it up later, only remove 1 from one of your bonds, but do remove 3 willpower.
Okay. I guess it's really tripped up Hank. Alright.
Had to think of hands.
Yeah.
Hands without bodies, reaching out from the abyss in a parallel bookstore. Yes, he has a little bit of a thing about that.
Everybody's got their
If
quote.
he didn't before now.
Yeah, he does now. And then, was Benji gonna deflect that damage, that sanity damage?
No, I'm gonna take 1, but you never gave me the consequences of the roll that I failed.
Who says there's a consequence every time?
Fair.
I can.
Don't
Oh,
think
no.
too hard about it.
Roll a sanity
Don't
check.
That's even
What is it?
worse.
Wait,
Don't
what's gonna
worry
happen to
about what
Benji?
I'm doing over
What the
here,
fuck?
okay?
Dude.
Alright. You guys, so you come out of there and he kind of pushes you up. You know, he kind of he ushers you back up. He closes the door behind him. He says, well, we might as well head back and get you checked out there. And he hands a book to you, Benedict. But it's not the red book. It doesn't look the same. This is a much older looking book, and its cover is this kind of faded, whitish yellow color, and it says Le Roi de Jean. And again, anyone who speaks French, I apologize. And this appears to be and you open it up very quickly. As someone who doesn't speak French, can't read it. It's in French. But this appears to be the translation that was referenced in the red book that you guys read.
Original copy. Great.
Is it signed? Can I check if there's a signature?
Yeah, you open up, it says LOL
first
what? Yeah, it's signed by Robert, and you turn around and he's the king in yellow! Ah!
I do read a book about Carcosa before we get out of here, and the Black Wind.
Alright.
And Hank wants to ask, do this, but Hank has a question too.
Well, do you want to ask that question first?
No. You can find this book first.
That's fine. So if you want to go wandering to look for a book, Robert tells you that you are free to, and that he would be happy to check you out at the front when you're done.
Okay. Benji's
Oh
gonna
my
whip
God.
out his pistol and walk the aisles of this bookstore.
What? are you other
45
guys-
drawn.
The other two of you are just gonna follow Benji?
I don't think I want to. No. Benji will be up here. I'm sure you'll be fine.
Are you gonna leave Benji
I'm
to
not-
it?
I'm not pleased with the situation. I'm gonna check out, my friend.
Benedict's like, I need to check out my book.
I am very checked out right now.
Robert, could you perhaps follow us while Benji looks for something?
Well, I need to be at the front in case someone comes in.
I can assure you, this is the utmost importance. Robert, please. Persuasion.
He puts his hand on your shoulder. You'll be fine. And he begins to walk away.
Oh god. Alright, we have to stay with Benji.
What is Benji looking for? What are we about to die over? What are you looking for?
A book about Carcosa and the Black Wind.
No, thank you. I'm gonna follow Robert.
Okay.
I'll follow Benji.
Okay.
Thanks, Benedict. You're a real pal.
A real friend.
Shoots
As,
and flips him off.
As you shoot a dirty look at Hank, it does that weird lens thing where it looks like you're getting farther away but closer at the same time as you're walking down the hallway.
Hank, you make it to the front with
Done
Robert.
him.
He seems to busy himself straightening up bookshelves, but they seem to immediately be not straight again the second he walks away from them. He's just kind of moving things around, but nothing really seems to be getting done. The other two of you begin walking. Go ahead and make me just another sanity check, the both of you.
It's alright, and sometimes they don't do anything.
Jesus!
Oh,
I thought that was another fumble.
Dandy fumble.
It is. Yeah, Benji got a failure, 67 over 45.
Benedict
John?
got a fumble.
You get a fumble. All right.
66.
A fumble. Okay. Benedict, you're like, I think I see something over this way. And you and Benji turn this corner. And when you do, you are kind of suddenly stunned. Oddly enough, there's a clearing in this, what can only be described as like some bizarre hedge maze of books. And there is a little round bench in the middle, like a stone bench, like something you'd expect to see in a park or something like that. And inside, or right there beside the benches, are a bunch of bookshelves that look to have been all been shoved in the middle and broken apart. And there's what looks like a big wooden crate and a crowbar sitting there in the middle next to all of these bookshelves that look to have been kind of haphazardly put together, like, almost like a barricade of some type. What do you do?
What do you think about that there crate, Benedict?
It seems like it's asking us to open it. It's got a crowbar and everything. I'm going to use my own crowbar to open that there crate.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably smart.
That's how you outsmart the occult.
You get up to the crate, and you see that it looks like someone has pried the top off this wooden crate. That's like, the top is nailed down. As you get there, you see that it looks to have been pried off and laid back on. And there are, and as you get up there to it, and you open it, inside you see a few things. You see there looks to be like a old school trench coat. It's long and freshly oiled. There is a big old school gas mask, like a World War I era,
What?
like kind of gas mask, with like the single big filter in the middle, whatnot. But beneath all of that is a pump action shotgun and a box
Oh,
of
hell
shells. You
What?
pick open the shotgun, and I mean, the two of you have enough firearms training. Like, you can tell, like, you're able to, like, rack the slide, and you can tell, like, it's got a box of shells, and it's got 5 in the magazine. Like, it's loaded and ready to go. And as you look, you see that not only is this underneath here, but there are 2 more identical crates, like, in the stack of bookshelves.
We open.
And this stuff looks completely brand new. Like, it is like completely brand new. And if you open the other 2 crates, you find the exact same items, like the exact same setup.
Oh, okay.
It's 3 sets:
Thought it was like crap or
coat,
something.
trench coat, gas mask, shotgun, and ammunition.
Sure, Hank
Well-
won't need one. Just leave the third one there.
Yeah,
Right, it's just sitting right there. And it would be inconsiderate not to take one for Hank. I wouldn't want him to feel left out.
Gonna come back fully armed with gas masks.
Well, I mean, are you guys gonna like just carry all this stuff, like, just back with you?
Benji stuffed the gas mask and cloak in his bag, but to do.
You think you'd probably take it out with you. I mean, you could also wear it out, like you just like bought a new pair of shoes, at the mall, and wear them out.
Benedict will probably take one with some shells.
Okay.
Can we say Hank was asking Robert something while this was going on?
Sure.
If that ordeal's done, is there something else that's going to go on back there?
Yeah, go ahead.
Aside from an impossibly deep hole opening up in the earth.
Hank Hank is trying to get any information out of this. He's trying to impress the importance of this case. Anything outside of vague answers out of this dude. And it's like, sir, you are obviously got a shop here. It's very important to you. I cannot express how badly we need to find this Abigail Wright girl. And obviously you're familiar with this book, The King in Yellow. You've seen the this fellow Aza Darabaldi. Dara who? You know who I'm talking about. Darabondi. That's his name.
I am sure that
Giordani.
I am sure that with law enforcement tracking it down with the intensity that you are talking to me now, that you will have no problem finding her.
Okay, he's gonna persuade with that. Fails, of course, great. Another thing is
You're doing great. He gives you another pat on the back.
Robin. It's obvious you're not up to telling us anything that could help us in this case, but maybe you could say there is this one, we don't know how it's linked. Have you heard of a demon by the name of Person? And I showed the sign to him.
I am unfamiliar.
That's
Is he
surprising.
A friend of yours?
Oh, I couldn't say that. Big fella with a snake around his neck, not really my type of friend, but so you've never seen a book or any more information about this demon?
I probably have some books on demons. Maybe you could search the shelves.
Oh, would it be in the front here? He does a search in the front.
No. Not in the front.
All
No,
right.
that is all cookbooks. Although I think this stack over here might be about astrology signs. To be frank,
At
people
that-
just usually take those and use them to hold up the short table legs that they have at home. Anyway, back
As
at
a
the
last,
weird clearing.
yeah, go back to the
Back at the weird clearing. So you guys are gonna load all this shit up and take it with you.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Benji will throw on the cloak and conceal his shotgun underneath.
All right. Fair enough. Roll me. Both of you roll me an alertness.
I will not be cloaked, just for the record. Alertness failed from Benedict.
Also a failure from Benji, 34 over 24.
You guys think you hear something moving just beyond, like, and that maybe you kind of see something move just really quick, like someone walking by the clearing, but that's all you see. And to be frank, this place is starting to really give you the heebie-jeebies.
Benedict wants to leave very quickly.
Then she'd be like,
Lock and load, brother.
the chamber of shell.
You guys make it out, and when you do, like, I'll say that you take this crate with you, and Robert is like, "Oh, what do you have there?"
There we found some goodies.
Huh. Well, they do not look like books, so I suppose you can take them with you.
You know, gonna be exact. I'm glad we see our partner.
He gives you a wink.
Let's go.
Be careful.
But why do you have, for a book salesman, why do you have this kind of weaponry in your shop?
That is not mine. I've never seen that before.
But we got it from within your shop.
Surely not.
Are you holding it for a friend?
No, of course not.
Who is this friend?
I'm afraid I know about the books.
Did we give him
Fair
the
enough.
King in Yellow book, or did we just show?
Yeah,
it
and he
to
gave
him?
it back.
Yeah.
He told you he
And we
could
got
pay
another
you,
one.
he could pay you $15 for it.
Before we leave, I want to scratch out the phone number for our safe house and like leave our number behind and be like,
If your friend Darabond happens to wander, we're looking for him.
Of course.
Give us a call.
Not a problem.
I love you.
And I love you. Be careful.
All right, bye.
Another wink. Be careful.
Sanity
we
roll
go-
after the wink.
Before we go, do you have any other? Does this place go anywhere else, Robert? Is there any other way out, so to speak?
Well, there are many doors.
Do you have a map? God, man.
Why would I need a map of my bookshop?
For your
Well-
patrons.
Clearly, someone's leaving coffins of gas masks and shotguns. You need to.
It seems like
This-
you need a map.
Yeah. Who can say it?
Group huddle. All right, Phyllis. I very well. It's frankly annoying. We're not getting any information out of him. We go back out there. I don't know what we're gonna get. This Michelangelo Darabaldi, whatever his name is coming in and out of here all the time. This is a little uncharacteristic of Hank, but I think we should let's try one of these other doors. Maybe it leads. This is obviously somehow linked to the night floors. Maybe it'll lead to a higher floor of the night floors at the apartments.
Yeah.
The shot. By the way, I got you a shotgun, a cloak, and a gas mask, Hank.
Thank you.
Hey, give me
Let's
an
go.
alertness roll.
Okay. Success 1252.
Oh Lord.
You know, Benji hands you this. You open the crate, you look in there, and there are two things you notice. First of all, the shotguns are stamped. I mean, these things look brand new. Maybe like they've never even been shot. And their year of production is stamped 1954. That's the first thing you notice. Second thing you notice is as Benji goes to hand you the gas mask, you look at it, and as the light shines off it, you see something odd, and you hold it up in front of you and up towards the light bulb, and you see that on each lens is etched the yellow sign. And you shudder
Christ
to
almighty.
think what had fucking happened to you if you would dare to put this on your face.
Oh my god.
And that is a really good place for us to go ahead and call it for this episode, as you guys are coming out of this weird bookshop.
What the hell?
I want.
I love
Reloaded.
to make. What do we do this? We went.
You went to a bookshop. I'm gonna say I'm a little disappointed that no one just put the mask on their face. But you know, you win some, you lose some.
No mask, no trench coat. Thank you very much.
I feel like out of everyone, Benedict's probably the one who's gonna live. Like if you all don't get, you know, not that anything would happen to you, but if something were to happen, you know, Benedict would definitely be the
one
one to
small
live.
decision away from a gruesome death. That's what I feel.
Right. But listen,
Yeah,
I
I guess
know.
I'm kind of playing
Like, do you guys not feel like you got anything
hot
done?
and
No, I thought this was. I like this little book area. I mean, it was interesting. I mean, right. I mean, solving the mystery wise, we didn't figure out anything this session, but this is a cool little find. I mean, it kind of alludes that there's like a whole, you know, alternate dimension outside of the night floors. There possibly could. I'm serious. I kind of want to just go through another door in here.
Just start opening doors.
I'm not joking with that. Like, I mean,
yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Yeah. But yeah, I
But-
mean, you guys found out some interesting stuff, and if nothing else, you got to meet Robert. You know, which is always always a great bonus. But
What a guy.
It's
anyway,
just like I would like to think it's just like a reflection of himself reaching out, handing himself a book.
handing himself.
Yeah.
But listen, thank
is
you
going on?
everyone for joining us. Thank you for joining us on the stream. Did so. Thank you if you're listening or if you're watching the VOD. Come take a look at our Reddit. That's kind of our HQ at r/greenboxgaming. If you like what you hear, I mean, please consider hitting our there on the Reddit is a support us tab. Consider hitting that. Consider becoming a patron on Patreon. You know, just to support us and get some new, better assets, get some new mics, so that we can continue to do this and make it a little better, a little more professional for you guys. Or there's another option, which is actually to subscribe over at Twitch. But thank you guys for joining us, and thank you guys for playing today. I know this one might have been a little more frustrating, but nonetheless, the mystery goes on and gets deeper and deeper. But thank you for
I'm sure
listening.
Steve will have lots of notes.
Yeah, I'm sure Steve's going to get lots of notes. Thank you for listening, and join us next week. By the way, and keep in mind, if you want to hear a week early, then that's a good reason to join our become a patron over at Patreon. But thank you guys, and we will look forward to seeing you guys next time. And stay safe, and bye.
See you.
Bye.
Peace.